Swara Yoga in brief. When we use the word swara, we are talking about something more than the air which flows from the nostrils. We are also talking about the flow of prana, a very subtle and vital aspect of the breath. Up to now, knowledge of the swara has only been sought by a small minority of people. In fact, breathing is a process which is generally ignored, although it is the most important function of the body. Breathing continues 24 hours a day, whether one is aware of it or not. The breath is man's most valuable treasure because without it, he cannot exist for more than 3 minutes. There is a saying that man is born alone and dies alone, but this is incorrect. Man is born with his breath and with his subtle prana, which is the essence of the breath, he departs. Breath is man's sole companion. Therefore, the Upanishads refer to Swara as Atmaswarupa or Brahmaswarupa, thus inferring that man is a part of Brahma or the universe consciousness. If you can realize the true reality of the breath, you can realize the Atma or soul. Breathing is therefore more than a simple physical action. Each breath has an underlying significance and a particular coded message. For the spiritual aspirant, the breath provides a vehicle by which he can reach the ultimate goal. Ordinary breathing is a mechanical function performed by the physical body. But in Swara Yoga, breathing is a process which can be manipulated and controlled. The alternating breath. If you can ever take the time to observe the breath and the manner in which air flows in and out of the nostrils, you will notice that most of the time respiration takes place through one nostril only. It appears that respiration occurs through both nostrils simultaneously. But this is not so. When you observe the breath, you will find that one nostril usually remains open for a certain duration of time and the breath comes and goes through that side only. Later, this nostril closes and the alternative nostril opens. What does this mean? Physiologically, it has a particular effect on the nervous system, producing a certain type of stimulus. Furthermore, it has a specific influence on the brain which requires very systematic regulation. Swara Yoga is a science which reveals the previously unknown process. Swara Yoga explains how the flow of swara changes at regular intervals. It is not at all erratic. Every hour or every hour and 20 minutes, the active nostril changes. This rhythm regulates all the physiological and psychological process. If the swara is irregular, it is a clear indication that something is not functioning properly in the body. The three swaras. The fact that we breathe alternatively is very significant in Swara Yoga because it allows different swaras to flow at different times. One swara flows through the left nostril, another flows through the right, and the third flows through both nostrils together. The different swaras influence us in various ways by stimulating different energy centers and aspects of the nervous system. In fact, it is not just by chance that the swara flows sometimes through the right nostril and the other times through the left. The rhythm of the body is based on the biorhythms, the energy rhythms of the body, and is also relates to the two hemispheres of the brain. In the human body, the three swaras correspond to the three major systems, which can be termed as Trinity. Mind is one aspect, life force is another, spirit or soul is a third one. Mind, life force, and spirit combined constitute the human being. In Swara Yoga, mind is known as Chitta, life force as Prana, and the spirit as Atma. Chitta controls the sensory nerves, the eyes, nose, tongue, ears, and skin. Prana controls the five organs of action: speech, hands, feet, reproductive, and urinary or excretory organs. Atma is the overall witness or controller. When the left nostril flows, it indicates that the mental energy, chitta, is predominant and the pranic energy is weak. When the right nostril flows, the pranic energy are stronger and the mental aspect is weak. When both nostrils operate together, it indicates that the spiritual energy, the force of Atma, is in par. Action in relation to Swara. Swara Yoga enables us to understand the nature of the breath and its influence on the body because the different swaras lead to different types of action: mental, physical, and spiritual. When you are meditating, praying, or contemplating the truth, it is a spiritual action. When you are walking, talking, urinating, or eating, it is a physical action. When digestion is going on and the enzymes are flowing in the body, it is physical action. But when you're worried or have many thoughts on your mind, or when you're memorizing a poem or song or planning something, it is the mental action. Whether you have compassion in your mind or you are angry with somebody, it is all mental action. These are just a few examples of the three categories of action. All of our actions can be classified into three main categories, and each type of action is presided over by a specific flow of the swara. The left swara presides over mental actions, the right swara over physical actions, and both swaras together preside over spiritual actions. This means that if the right nostril flows when you are meditating, you will have physical difficulties. The body will be restless. If the left nostril is flowing, you may not be physically disturbed, but the mind will wander. However, when both nostrils are open, the mind becomes one pointed. Then you can easily become absorbed in the process of meditation. Therefore, in Swara Yoga, the first rule is correct action for the appropriate swara. For this purpose, you will have to train yourself to maintain control over the swara according to the action you are performing, or you should adjust your action to suit the swara. Thus, Swara Yoga aims at harmonizing the mind and body by adjusting the actions with the swara. Ida, Pingala, and sushumna. We have been talking about the flow of the breath, which creates a flow of energy in the body. The word for flow in yoga is nadi. In the nostrils, three different flows of energies are created. These are known as Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. The left nostril is connected to the Ida network of the Nadis, the right nostril to Pingala, and when the both nostrils function together, the main channel or Sushumna network is stimulated. When the right nostril is flowing, it is said that Pingala stimulates the body. When the left nostril is flowing, Ida stimulates the mental faculties. During the time when the swara is alternating, both nostrils become active simultaneously. Then Sushumna Nadi is said to stimulate the Atma or spiritual potential. But this usually occurs only during the period of changeover for a couple of minutes. Sushumna Nadi is the cause of spiritual actions and it is a purpose of every yogic and tantric system to activate it. Sushumna runs straight up to the center of the spine and merges with the Ida and Pingala a little above the nasal root at Agna Chakra, the point behind the eyebrow center. It is through Sushumna that the Kundalini Shakti, the high powered spiritual force, has to be channeled. When both nostrils are active, it is an indication that the Sushumna passage is open. Therefore, equalizing the breath is important for it is associated with the opening of Sushumna Nadi. When Sushumna flows, the mental and physical energy patterns become even and rhythmic. The thoughts are stilled and the mind is calm. Therefore, it is also known as Shunya Swara. Shunya means void. For the yogi, this is the most important type of swara because it aids in the practice of dhyana or meditation. The aim of Swara Yoga is therefore to develop the Shunya Swara by reducing the activities of alternating breath. Breathing goes deeper than the lungs. What is the significance of the flow of each Swara and why does it change? This is what Swara Yoga aims to answer. In the Swara Shastras, it says that personal and detailed knowledge of one's Swara can only be had from the Guru. But the Shastras do give us some hints. They say that Swara is prana and the vital energy force. It is the medium for transmission of prana shakti throughout the whole body. Therefore, it affects more than just the gross plane of existence. It is the most important in the subtle and spiritual dimension. The Mandukya Upanishad compares the swara to a bowstring on which the consciousness can be raised to pierce the Atma or universal spirit. Breathing not only maintains the physical body, it is a direct medium for the evolution of consciousness. As far as medical science is concerned, it is connected with the purely organic function of the respiratory system. This is correct, but Swara Yoga offers a deeper insight than this because man's existence does not begin and end with the physical body. Beyond the physical body exists the energy. Beyond energy, mind. Beyond mind, consciousness. Beyond consciousness, superconsciousness. Swara Yoga therefore studies the flow of energy in order to enable us to come closer to realizing the depth and immensity of mind, consciousness, and cosmos.